welcome back, everybody. If you got any questions again on GUStakes, don't forget to leave them in the chat. Um, and let me just say, so the GUStakes team, these are folks that, if you don't know them, have been in and around One Hive, and then have launched this awesome project on top of Gods Unchained. So I don't know if there's one of you that would like to share the overview of GUStakes or has the pitch, the 30-second elevator pitch, but I'm going to turn it over to you guys and pass the mic and tell us about GUStakes.
Yeah, hello everyone. I think Sartorius is ready to shoot, man.
Yeah. Maybe
I could do a quick overview, and then if you want to get into the weeds, Salt.
I can get into the nitty gritty, give a bit of a origin story, I guess. But yeah, go ahead, Dash.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so GUStakes is a platform that's built on 4 different chains. It's currently built on XDAI, Polygon, FTM, and Ubic. And essentially what it is it uses the Gods Unchained game and its API to pull data and pretty much function. And essentially what you can do, and like our functions of the platform, is you create stakes on top of games that are played inside Gods Unchained. So in Gods Unchained, you have what's called direct challenges, and what our platform does is it utilizes those direct challenges to decide outcomes for creating stakes on top of those matches. So essentially, you have a 1v1 match. It can be, a classic match, which is one of our modes, or an arena match, which is another mode that we can get into a little bit later. But you play the match out, and whatever the outcome was, the party gets the whole pool, right? The winning prize.
Yep.
Sorry for interrupting, but the screen sharing is not working right now.
We're just seeing
on the stream, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I think something is bugging out there, T-Wells.
Yeah, just the switch is on and off.
Oh, you know what? T-Wells, I think
if
you leave the window with your mouse, I think it goes blank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Don't move.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, you tell me if we lose it again. I'm chilling. I'm watching.
Sure. I'm what's your name, man?
So that's kind of the basics of our platform. We do have so we talked about the 2 modes, and we do have 2 more modes coming, which is just tournament mode, which, as the name suggests, you can create tournaments within our platform, and then the players can play out the games, and automatically all the brackets get populated, and you can create stakes on top of the tournaments. You can create prize pools for the tournament.
I can show a bit of that off too. That's later on in the stream. That's like 80% of the way done development. Crossing knock on wood, because how things go with software development. But I could show off some of the preliminary features there too. But yeah, super excited about all the new stuff that we have coming out. Super excited about not only we're partnering with some of the streamers. We're already kind of connected with some of the guys who stream Gods Unchained pretty regularly, and then also super excited about just having that connection with One Hive, and being able to show off this product to you guys. So yeah, a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline in the next month, and then going into 2022 for sure. But yeah, I guess if I could interject a bit, that was basically the gist that Dosh gave. But basically, this project kind of started as like a passion project of mine. So I've been working on GUStakes probably since like March of 2020, and it was really just me for a long time, kind of building the contracts and building some semblance of a front end that people could try out. And it wasn't until a few months after that, that Solar came on board, and then Solar brought on Dosh, and Dosh brought on a few other members of One Hive. So it's kind of been like this organic growth of this project where everyone is like just working on it because it's fun and it's a cool product and super interesting. So I think it's really cool to be able to take advantage of like not like the structure of working in a DAO and using the talents of people who are within that DAO to kind of come together and build something cool like this.
Yeah, I think like Gods Unchained has very active and passionate community of gamers mostly, right? Because
Yeah.
And recently they launched also their solution for like it started on mainnet. I was like very early player, and South also is like not so early, but yeah, he was also passionate to build upon it something. He had a great idea about this, and I was very lucky to meet him in a way on next day, and he was asking for beta testers and stuff. So we were testing it on next day and everything.
I frequently say Solar is probably this like one of the people who are solely responsible for this project even like existing, because for a while it was just like I was saying before, it was just me, and I was kind of just going into different discords asking if people would be willing to try out this thing that I made, and rightfully so. A lot of people were just like, "Get the hell out of here, scammer!" Like, I'm not putting my money in your contract. And I was getting quite discouraged because it's kind of happening left and right. But Solar was kind enough to give me a chance, and he I gave him some extra to play with me. And after the first game, he was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is great!" Like, I don't really know. So had I not had that experience with Solar, I probably would have highlight deleted the whole project just out of frustration. So definitely, I always say it. Solar is definitely saved the project there.
Man, everyone like who came to work on GUStakes in a way, do something, brought something special to it, I would say.
Yeah.
So we have a great team, great energy. We want to work on gaming projects, and Gods Unchained is the first one, first step we started, and we want to build this platform.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I think kind of starting with Gods Unchained and having kind of a proof of concept that this kind of thing can be applied to not only just other games, but specifically like NFT games that are within the crypto space. Kind of building these tools and utilities on top of it just to add to the community, add to the games communities, and make it more fun to be involved in this space, and also provide more ways to play to earn in this play to earn in this newly emerging play to earn space. So yeah,
I think it brings additional gamification to the whole game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It gets the community of players. We are in contact with the best players in this game, and they are also streamers. So they were very pleasantly surprised on how interesting this can be, and they're very thrilled to try all the modes. We will soon have tournaments going on, so we want to bring a connection with our communities on next day to this game in a way, and not only our communities, like Polygon as well, XDAI. So we are already on Polygon and XDAI mostly, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So this application will basically is like a cross-chain application that can bring people together, on tournaments, I would say, on streams, and it's great for entertainment. And
not only that, some of the new modes that we're coming out with, I think that we're making stuff to not only make streams more entertaining, but also give them a way to generate profits for themselves to support their own streams. So like Dosh was saying before, we have the tournament mode and streamer mode coming out, and one of the features within tournament mode is if you host a tournament and it's a paid entry, the organizer will actually take away a percentage of the total action that's generated, or the total fees that are total entry fees that are collected by the tournament. And additionally, you can also optionally have props on your tournament. So something like, what seed is going to win, or how many wins is the person who takes first going to have, and then you could have people who are participating in the tournament kind of bet on these props, and that's another way for an organizer to kind of generate revenue for himself, because whatever action ends up happening on that prop, the organizer will also take away a percentage of it. Same thing with the streamer mode, streamer props. It kind of works in the same kind of way. So, just kind of going back to making tools that enrich the community for this specific game and other games, which includes the guys who stream and get it out to the community, the public. So just making more tools to make it easier for them and kind of incentivize them to do use GUStakes and all the cool stuff that we're making. So, yeah, pretty cool. Excited particularly about that, because I think you definitely open up a lot of opportunities for streamers who otherwise wouldn't have the means to raise funds or something like that.
Also, like for future developments of like this kind of platform, it's not just limited to GUStakes. Like once we have like everything kind of dialed in, we can essentially integrate the same features for other games, just utilizing their API, right? The unique API to each game. So
the nice thing is, like, it's the barrier to kind of porting this framework over to another game is quite low, actually. The only requirement that's needed is the game should have an API, a verbose API that just gives you match results, and then a way to authenticate players within the game. How do you say that this person owns this account? And the nice thing is that a lot of these NFT games are utilizing your Ethereum wallet, so all authentication, like GUStakes, is done through your ETH address. So no need to have to manage passwords or link accounts or anything crazy like that. If you have an ETH address that's connected to the game, then it'll work on our platform. Our platform currently, and any future platforms as well. So yeah, I mean, it's it's coming full circle. It's really, really cool to see
the benefits of Web3, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, dude, I'm so glad Web3 is like that. Can you guys imagine how many usernames and passwords you would need for all the degen farms you're at? Like, it would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, I'm already sick of passwords. I can imagine, like, just absolutely nuts.
But yeah, maybe it'd be a good opportunity to kind of show the app off a little bit, show everyone around. So I'll start from the home screen. So this is the splash page. When you land, you can kind of check out just a bit of information about how the site works. If you're landing here for the first time, it's going to look a little bit different for you. Instead of logging in like this, you'll have to input your Gods Unchained player ID, which is just your identifier within the game. And the reason for this is because within our suite of contracts, we have a whitelist contract in which we have to match up your player ID with the Ethereum address that you want to register. And this is to basically protect any stakes that you make. Kind of our way of securing your interactions with our smart contracts. Basically, if you're not whitelisted on the smart contracts, or you try to interact with the contract and it's not the correct combination of player ID, Ethereum address, the transaction will always fail. So that's just one step that has to happen right in the beginning. I've clearly already done that, so it's not going to happen. But other than that, if you're returning to the site, it's easy. It's picking the network that you want to interact with, signing a nonce, and boom, you're in. So, like Dotch was saying before, some of the main mode, the two main modes right now are classic stake and arena match. And a classic stake is just a 1v1 game between you and a friendly opponent. So all it takes to set it up is putting in your opponent's player ID. So you'll just ask your opponent for that. The amount of X die you would like to stake, and the challenge code, which is what's going to be used in the GU client to actually get matched up. So I'll make a quick challenge code here, and then a time limit.
Just wait. It doesn't need to be XI. Just like they can also select any token.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. Kind of glossed over that too. It doesn't. Yeah. So you can either stake XDAI, Matic, Ubic, or Polygon, depending on the network you're on. You can also stake tokens, ERC20 tokens that are on those networks. Both you and your opponent have to use the same token, right? So if I decide that I want to stake XCOM, my opponent also has to have XCOM and play for that. Sorry, yeah, gloss over that a little bit. Yeah, so past that, you would set your time limit, which is how long you have to match up and actually play your game. And then you can optionally add restrictions. If you're playing someone who doesn't maybe doesn't have as verbose of a card collection, or you just want to restrict the game in any way, just to make it a bit more interesting, you can restrict by set, restrict by god, which are the kind of characters that you use within the game, restrict the cards by rarity or by god power, so restrict the god power that might be broken or something, or you can restrict by individual cards. Always restrict the Demogorgons because they are broken. And then you can also optionally add. You can also optionally make a stake a series match, so a best of 3. So you have to play 3 games with your opponent before the winner is decided, and that's all pulled from the API. But once that's set, you can just create your stake. You are. Did the stream go out? Yeah, I think the stream went out.
Again.
There we go. Cool. So you're prompted to sign sign another nonce just to make sure that your transaction's coming from the right account. And then you can confirm the stake. It'll be pending for a little while, for as long as it takes for the transaction to go through on XDAI. There we go. And once it's approved, you'll automatically be redirected to the stakes page, and you'll see your stake here. And it kind of shows you all the information that's needed. Since it's a series match, you can see that it has, the win counter. You can show the restrictions if there are any, or you can optionally cancel the stake if your opponent hasn't matched up with you yet. And then on the other side, it's super simple. So let me just log into that other account.
Why don't you create a stake and we play one out?
Oh yeah, all right. Maybe I can create a stake with Dash. You wanna play?
I'm getting right now. Yeah, sure.
So shoot me your player ID whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, 1 second.
So maybe you have him in the friends section, man?
Oh, I think I do. Oh no, I don't. I'm not on this account. Which is fine. I'll save you when you get it to me.
My player ID is 45.
Oops. 451
3871.
Wait, 45 3871.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So add you. Boom. Cool. Dash is now on my friends list, and I can create a stake with him. We'll play for how much XDAI do I even have? I think I have. Yeah, I got an XDAI. All right, so we can make.
Are we gonna do a real match? Like, still, I gotta bring my A game here.
Oh, you gotta bring your A game, dude. I can't play. We're also playing welcome set only. Welcome set only, dude.
Oh, why did you do that to me?
Oh yeah.
You should lower the time limit so you can.
So
So we can
Billy is
lower it.
asking us if we plan to host tournaments on next day.
Oh
so we
yes,
sure do.
so
Yeah.
we can definitely after this match, we can kind of preview some of the new stuff that we have coming out, which tournaments are definitely included in that. Great question for sure. Okay, let me. Okay, there we go.
You should show the copy code too. So
The what?
yeah, when I accept the stake here. give me a
Okay,
second.
yeah. And then kind of real quick, just to show you guys, this is the other account, the first stake that I created. So if you're on the receiving end of a stake, you'll see something like this, where it'll be largely the same. You can see the restrictions that your opponent set if there are any, kind of all the same information, and this button to accept the stake, which will only go through if you are like, it has to come from your account and your wallet. So everything is kind of set up in the contracts that way. But yeah, it's super seamless. Once you accept the stake, your time limit starts, and you have to play the game within the time limit. And once the match is completed, the site will make a query to the Gods Unchained API, pull your match down, see who won. If you violated any restrictions, then you automatically lose. And the winner will be able to claim the stake once the time is over. So yeah, Dosh, let me know when you accepted that other one there.
Yeah, almost there. I just had to do a few refreshes. Yeah, so want to make that point. If you see something not loading, just give it a refresh.
Everything.
It's hard building responsive stuff on the blockchain.
yeah. It's kind of hard to once like if your opponents accepted a stake, it's hard for your the kind of getting technical mumbo jumbo, but it's hard for the person who made its client to upgrade. There we go. So, but everything's on chain. So as long as things have been accepted on chain and everything, it'll pull through eventually. All right, cool. So we're matched up. The challenge code looks like it's GUStakes. So let me boot up the Gods Unchained client here.
Oh, I almost started the match without selecting the welcome set.
Yeah, good thing you was talking to me because I literally just forgot.
So if you do violate a restriction, so if you set up a game and you have restrictions on it, and either one of the players violates one of those restrictions, automatically the player that followed the restrictions wins the stake. And if both players violate the restriction, I think it's just a cancel out, right?
So if both players violate a restriction, instead of a claim button, you'll see a return funds. So it'll return the stakes because both people cheated, and it'll charge the contracts charge a 10% violation penalty for not following the rules. So a bit of a incentive there to follow the rules, kind of enforce that.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, cool.
I'm going to start the match here.
All right, let me. Good luck, Dosh.
GLHF.
GLHF.
GLHF, huh?
So what are we doing here? Let's go Selena's Mark. I saw Dosh complaining about Selena's Mark earlier.
So the next week we are planning to do like a spectator mode when people on stream can also bet on the winner in a way. Not only on the winner, but we plan to do some prediction.
Prediction market-esque type of functionality, which I think would be cool. Right, so
tournaments, especially on tournaments, events.
Oh man.
So let's see. We have Dosh selected the Goddess of Deception, and Saltorius is playing with the Goddess of Nature. So it's gonna be interesting game here, like some frontline there to defend.
Who gave it in?
I'm gonna bet on.
Dash.
I think I'm gonna bet on Dash here.
Yeah, Dash is like Dash got super good at this game out of nowhere. He's like, oh, it was so good.
No, not only that, but the nature deck is the crappiest of all the welcome decks.
I know. Why'd you tell me that before I picked it? I think we can pull it out. Give regen.
So just to explain the game a little bit, so there are like when you start the game, you don't own, you own very little cards, like a very small amount of cards, which are mostly the welcome cards, and you get to play 6 decks from each god's domain, which are called like welcome decks, and then pretty fast you play some matches, and then you get more cards as you're leveling up in the game, and you are playing against random opponents that are also like new players mostly. So the incentive here is like as a play to earn game, like you get free cards, which then can be like transformed into and minted on chain on Immutable X, and then you can like buy and sell more cards if you want. So.
Yeah, and the forge just reopened actually, so that whole play to earn mechanism within this game is now complete once again. So you earn cards. Once you have duplicates, you can mint those cards into ERC20 ERC20, sorry, into ERC 721 tokens, and then sell them on the open marketplace. So that's kind of how the core play to earn game loop works within Gods Unchained.
Yeah, there are quite few marketplaces, not just one. There are like I think so far at least 3 marketplaces that you can sell or buy the cards. And the best thing is like previously it was on mainnet, so you had to spend gas to buy the cards. And Gods Unchained were minting them, but then they closed the forge. And they've said like it was like 1 year or so that they will be working on a different solution. So now they're like on Starkware's called Immutable X. So the guess there is like for the users is free, but they are like incentivizing it with the marketplaces. They are subsidizing the fees and they are paying it for the users. But also like for a ZK rollup, which is basically like batching the transactions, it's pretty cheap for them to do that on the rollup. Because I think they have like a sequencer, right? It's really interesting how rollup works.
Which it's actually something that we are looking into integrating into GUStakes at some point in the future. Like Solar was saying, the Immutable had to put together this whole side chain in order to facilitate the transfer of NFTs. So it's kind of like the first side chain or first roll up rather dedicated just to NFTs. And so at some point in the future, we want to kind of incorporate that into GUStakes so that maybe you can stake your cards instead of just crypto, which would be something cool.
Yeah, like bring on the NFTs, man. Nice. Yeah, that's a very cool idea.
Yeah. All right, Dosh, you're on the ropes here, buddy. No, stop.
Oh, ransom. Ooh.
Hit me with a ransom.
Cannot play that one? Yeah, but Dash is having difficult times right now.
Yeah, big difficult times, man. Sure.
What was that meme on the ropes? First time?
No, like it means like you're in trouble. Dude, that oh, here we go.
Ouch. Sorry,
Bro, that's pretty
sorry,
good.
Dash.
Yeah, I mean, if he can board clear me, I might be in trouble because all of my creatures are like 7 and 8.
I don't think he can because like he doesn't have Raptor Dance. There's no Raptor Dance.
There's a Raptor Dance in the welcome set.
Welcome set. He probably can clean one creature at a time, but not all of them.
Oh shit. I'm fucked.
What are we gonna do here?
And Salt is having like a full army here of big creatures.
Oh my god.
Do this. And just go piss. You gotta get through. You gotta get through a wall.
Only that small guy. He's left. The imp. Okay. So that can clear something.
He has deadly, right? Yeah. All right. All right. So let's get rid of you. My backline guy. Let's do this. Let's do that. Sorry, Josh. Oh no, it didn't hit you. It didn't hit that guy. That's the waste. Right. Oh, with the board clear.
Yeah, Billy. Each god has like starts with 30 health, and the goal is to like damage him until he has 0. So whoever is left without health loses.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, interesting.
I think T-Wells is going to finish streaming here. So if we want to I'm just gonna end the match here. It's pretty much over. So
Yeah.
no, we can just end the match now, T-Wells, and Salt's gonna just show you guys how to claim the stake, and we can call it a day.
Yeah. So, big time ran out. Match is finished, but I'm going to give it just a second or two. Just make sure it gets posted right to the API. So if I hit it with a
usually,
refresh,
not even a minute.
yeah, it should be pretty immediate, but give it a quick refresh, let it load. 6 there. Woo! All right, so I won.
Billy. So the problem, like, if the time of the challenge expires, that doesn't matter at all. So like,
So the time is just there to kind of enforce some time period that the site should search the API. But if the time expires and your game's still going on, it's okay. It'll still get picked up by the API. But yeah, so once you claim, looks like there's a little bug here. But once you claim, you'll see this screen here, and you can claim, or and you can also tweet out your win here, kind of flex on your opponent a little bit. But once I hit claim and I sign this transaction here, once the transaction goes through, and let me just so you can see my balance change. Well, I should receive 2 XDAI once that goes through. Boom. So it went through. I received my 2 XDAI minus the small fee that gets taken by GUStakes. And yeah, now I'm 2 XDAI richer, and I can go play the next game, keep on earning some XDAI.
Thank you guys for coming on. We'll have to do this again soon.
For sure.
Thank you so much, T-Wells.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
It's been a pleasure.